Sticks inside the campus of the South Calcutta Law College. 3 accused have been arrested for the heinous crime. Protests erupt across Kolkata demanding justice. TMC condemns the heinous crime at the Law College, but party MP Kalyan Banerjee shockingly says women must be careful who they go out with. They must fight back since the government can't deploy police in every college. Sparks outrage. BJP accuses TMC of having links to the prime accused, releases photos of accused Monojit Mishra with top TMC leaders. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar accuses Indira Gandhi government of surrendering before Sri Lanka. Jaishankar says that during the emergency, Congress government signed an agreement with Sri Lanka which snatched away the rights of Indian fishermen. After RSS General Secretary Dattatreya Hosbole calls for a relook at the words secularism and socialism in the preamble of the Constitution, opposition launches a full frontal attack at the RSS, and the BJP claims the Sangh leader has revealed an anti-constitution mindset. 2 decades after parting ways politically, Thackeray brothers Uddhav and Raj Thackeray are set to unite against Hindi imposition in Maharashtra, set to hold a rally together. Vehicles in Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Mohan Yadav's fleet were towed away as they broke down after being filled with diesel mixed with water at a private fuel station hours before he was due to travel to Ratlam for a skill development conclave. The top focus at this hour comes from Kolkata and West Bengal, where a case chillingly similar to the RG Kaur incident has now come to the fore. A student of South Calcutta Law College has alleged gang rape on campus. 3 accused have been arrested. They've been sent to police custody until the 1st of July. CNN News 18 has accessed the survivor's statement to the police. She says one accused proposed to her, sought physical relations, and when she refused, another forced himself on her. She was allegedly taken to the guard room, raped multiple times, and then blackmailed with a video of the attempt. The case has now triggered political tremors and outrage across Kolkata. Some claim that one accused, Monojit Mishra, is linked to the TMC. BJP has called the incident horrific, alleging that even the staff at the college were involved in this particular case. The TMC, meanwhile, has hit right back. They're accusing BJP of stalling anti-rape laws. TMC's Kalyan Banerjee, though, has put the party in an embarrassing position. He says if friends turn into rapists, there's little the state can do. Calcutta University, meanwhile, has demanded a written report and will be sending an inspection team into the college on Tuesday. The NCW has also taken suo motu cognizance. The state faces growing outrage over repeated campus crimes and political blame game that continues.
Yesterday, 3 of them were arrested, and today they were produced before Learned CJ Malipur. And bail petitions were filed on behalf of the accused persons. And we submitted that there was some corroboration regarding the medical evidence and the version of the victim de facto. Considering all this, Learned Court granted police custody till 1st of July 2025.
আমি সকালবেলা ভাইস জিবি প্রেসিডেন্টের বাড়িতে যাই, উনি বলেছেন সোমবার দিন এসে ড্রাস্টিক স্টেপ নেবে। এবার আমি তো একটা অ্যাফিলিয়েটেড কলেজ, আমি তো একলা ব্যবস্থা নিতে পারবো না বলুন, কিন্তু যা ব্যবস্থা যা আইনত তাই হবে। যত আপন যত ছাত্র যা থাকুক, সে যদি নিজেও থাকে।
एक ही कारण है, हम लोग देख रहे हैं कलकत्ता में आरजीगढ़ से लेके साउथ कलकत्ता लॉ कॉलेज, जहां छात्राओं कोई भी सुनिश्चित नहीं है। हम लोग देखे हैं लॉ कॉलेज में 25 तारीख को रात में किस तरीके से एक छात्रा को रेप किया गया। इसी के प्रोटेस्ट हम लोग कर रहे हैं,
विरोध दिखा रहे हैं, उसी के साथ मांग कर रहे हैं कि इस घटना के संग जितने दोषी जुड़े हुए हैं उन लोगों को, अभी भी पता चला है कि 3 लोगों को गिरफ्तार किया गया है और भी इसका तदंत किया जाए, देखा जाए इसमें और कौन कौन जुड़े हुए हैं, उनको गिरफ्तार करके कड़ी से कड़ी सजा की हम लोग मांग कर रहे हैं। उसी के साथ पूरे देश भर में या राज्य भर में जिस तरीके से महिलाओं के ऊपर इस तरीके के घटना की संख्या बढ़ते जा रही है, दूसरे ओर जो हम लोगों के राज्य व केंद्र सरकार है महिला के सुरक्षा के लिए जो काम उन लोगों को करना चाहिए वो नहीं कर रही है, वरन वो कर रहे हैं कि बहुत सारा मतलब जो शराब की दुकान खोले जा रहे हैं, नशीले पदार्थ का प्रसार घटाया जा रहा है, जिसके वजह से इस तरीके की घटना बढ़ती जा रही है। इसके खिलाफ हम लोग जोरदार आंदोलन संगठित कर रहे हैं और भी आंदोलन चलेगा जब तक इसका कोई फल ना आए।
Kamalika, my colleague, now joins us, getting us more details on this. Kamalika, the allegations are pretty grave. The allegation of the fact that there is a TMC affiliation to one of the accused is also pretty serious. Has the TMC responded to that?
See, right now at around 5 o'clock, there is a press conference of Trinamool Congress on this, and the Trinamool Congress has tweeted also that they strongly condemn the incident that has happened, and they strongly condemned everything regarding this incident. So that is what the version of Trinamool Congress is, and it will be more clear when the press conference will start. Definitely, it is something to do with the TMC's image, because it is coming up that this person was related to Trinamool Congress, and he was a Trinamool, and he had a huge influence. Trinamool Congress statement is that they unequivocally condemn the tragic rape incident in South Kolkata Law College, and they have also stated that the Kolkata police have swiftly apprehended all three accused, and the full weight of the law will be brought to bear, ensuring the most severe measures are imposed on those found guilty. This strategy once again underscores the urgent need of the implementation of Aparajita's anti-rape bill to establish a strong deterrent against sexual offences, emphasizing the necessity to speed up investigation. It is extremely unfortunate that BJP at the centre has not lifted a finger to get it. So they are taking it to this Aparajita bill, anti-rape bill which they have passed, and our hearts are heavy with sorrow of profound trauma. That's what they are writing, endured by the victim. The state administration under Mamata Banerjee is committed to providing every possible justice to them. That is what their version is. But the question here which BJP is raising is, what about that this person was affiliated to Trinamool Congress? His social media, his the way the girl has written the complaint, the way it's written in the college walls that this person, one of the accused, Monojit, is a person who is very influential. That is quite clear. So, who are these dadas? Who are these dadas who had this audacity to continue to do such a gruesome act? If the allegation which the girl is leveled, if it is true, and all the medical and everything has been done, investigation is on, definitely there is prima facie things are there, and that's why the arrests have taken place. So, what audacity does this Dada have? And he has become a Dada by showing his allegiance to Trinamool Congress. That is what is the question of BJP is. Number one. Number two, also the opposition question is that after Arjikar incident, this is a educational institute. This is a college. Are the women not safe in their own college and university? Are the women not safe where they will go to study? Why this situation is there? Why such perception is there that any Dada can get away doing anything? So this is a very heinous crime, and this is something which needs to be condemned, and that's what the local people also, they are not very happy, and they're doing it.
Absolutely. This kind of heinous crime should be condemned in every possible way, in every possible language that one can use. But if that was not enough, what you should hear is how a member of parliament of the TMC went on to justify victim shaming. That's the worst one can do. The victim, the survivor in this particular case, is reliving what happened to her. She's filed a complaint, recounted for pages as to how they blackmailed her, how they brutalized her, and now she has to listen to a ruling party MP go on to shame her to try and defend what happened. Listen in to what Kalyan Banerjee had to say before I get in my colleague Kamalika once again.
এই সমস্ত ক্রিমিনালিটি, রেপ, মলেস্টেশন এটা কারা করে? যারা এই পারভার্টেড টাইপের পুরুষ, তাদের বিরুদ্ধে লড়াই করা উচিত। নিরাপত্তা সবই রয়েছে, কিন্তু একজন বন্ধু যদি বান্ধবীকে রেপ করে তাহলে সেখানে নিরাপত্তা কি করে দেবে বলুন তো আমাকে? কলেজের ভেতরে যদি করে সেখানে পুলিশ থাকবে কলেজে? নিরাপত্তা কাকে দেবে? নিরাপত্তা তো তার সহকর্মীরা দেবে। সেখানে সহকর্মীরাই রেপ করছে, তাহলে অন্যায়টা কারা করছে? কলেজ কর্তৃপক্ষ যদি ব্যবস্থা না করতে হয়, কলেজ কর্তৃপক্ষের বিরুদ্ধে পদক্ষেপ নেওয়া উচিত। আইন চাপা দিয়ে, আইন দিয়ে, পুলিশ দিয়ে এ করে হবে না। এটা মানসিকতার পরিবর্তন থাকতে হবে, পরিবর্তন চাই।
Kamalika, what sort of justification is this? That if it happens inside a college, what can the police do? If the perpetrators are known to the victim, then what can the police do? The police is meant to ensure that there is law and order in the state, in the city. The college administration is meant to ensure safety of those people who are on campus. How is the TMC going to defend what Kalyan Banerjee is saying?
That's where we'll have to really see when the Trinamool Congress does a press conference. But the point is definitely there needs to be a environment where there is security. That is what the main question is. Definitely whatever they are saying right now, whatever things Kalyan Banerjee is saying, there is definitely a question on that.
And there's very little that the TMC could say in defense of Kalyan Banerjee. Perhaps they will leave him, hang him out to dry, say we do not, agree with what he's saying. It's his personal opinion. But the fact of the matter is, Kamalika, that law and order is the state government, and the chief minister herself, who is in charge of the home ministry, is answerable for the law and order situation in the state. Within a span of a year and a half, we've had instances coming in from 2 educational institutions. If not the state, then who's responsible?
Yeah, definitely. It's a question that the government has to answer. It's a question that the Trinamool Congress has to answer. It's a question which is the common people's question. It's a question that is the opposition question, and they have to answer this because the situation is such that when there is such things are happening. So it's not a one-off incident. It's the 2 incidents in last 2. I mean, in probably last 1.5 years.
Absolutely. Kamalika, do stay on with us because as expected, this has taken a political turn. Political rivals of the TMC mounting pressure, demanding answers and accountability of the Mamata Banerjee government. Reaction coming in from the Congress party now as well. There are protests that have broken out across Kolkata. The BJP Students' Union have all hit the streets. But now the Congress is accusing the TMC and the ruling party of shielding the predators in this particular case. The Congress says that women are unsafe across West Bengal. Listen in.
बलात्कार, जबरदस्ती और अत्याचार महिला पे जारी है। और आज देखिए साउथ कलकत्ता में जो सिटी के अंदर है, लॉ कॉलेज में जहां कानूनी शिक्षा दिए जाते हैं, उस कानूनी कॉलेज में ही गैर कानूनी काम करने के लिए कोई डरता नहीं। वजह इसलिए है कि ये सब टीएमसी पार्टी के दरिंदे हैं। टीएमसी पार्टी को अगर कोई दरिंदे होते हैं तो उनके लिए सब कुछ माफ है, सब कुछ करने का उनको इजाजत है। और इसलिए आज कलकत्ता में ये चीज हमको देखने को मिलता है।
As political pressure mounts and answers are demanded of the state government, the TMC now holding a press briefing. Let's cut across.
একবারই তার সঙ্গে রয়েছি এবং সত্যি সমবেদনা জানানোর ভাষা থাকে না, কিন্তু মেয়েকে যদি একটু করে ও সান্ত্বনা দিতে পারি তাহলে এটাই বলতে পারি, দেখো তোমার উপরে যারা এই বর্বর ঘটনাটা করেছে তাদেরকে আমরা ধরে একবারই হাজতে পাঠিয়েছি, ইনভেস্টিগেশন চলছে। আমরা এটাই বলি যে মেয়েটি ন্যায্য বিচার পাক। নিশ্চয় তার উপরে যে শারীরিক এবং মানসিক যন্ত্রণা যেটা ট্রমা হয়েছে আমাদের সহানুভূতিও বলবো না, আমরা একজন নাগরিক হিসেবেও, একজন এই সমাজে থাকি, এই দেশে থাকি, আমরা কিন্তু পুরোপুরি তার সঙ্গে রয়েছি। সে বলুক তার পাশে আমরা রয়েছি।
The way things have happened to her are not right.
এবং এটাই তো আমরা আমাদের পার্টির পক্ষ থেকে বলা।
That is what we want to say, that we are with the victim.
একটা অপরাধ হবে, রাজনীতি প্রবেশ করবে, যারা
crime will take place, politics will happen.
বিভিন্ন তার রাজনৈতিক দল নিয়ে চলে এসেছে তাদের রাজনীতি, বিভিন্ন ব্যাখ্যা দেখবে।
Different political parties are now putting on different.
আমরা জানি সোশ্যাল মিডিয়াতে এটা চলছে। আসুন না,
we know that they are doing their analysis in social media.
যেটা
let us now talk on the Aparajita bill, which we have passed this year 10 months before with everybody's support.
কঠিন শাস্তি,
strict law against people who have done rape. We have passed it.
বিধায়করা যারা মানুষ দ্বারা নির্বাচিত,
all the MLAs have passed it. This is what the people want. Aparajita bill should become a law. why
রাজনীতি
it
করতে
is
চাই
bill?
না। এখানে
Because
যদি
they don't
ন্যায্য
want
দাবি
to
থাকে,
clear
সে
this bill
রাস্তায়
because
ওই
they want
বাঁদরামো
to do
আপনারা করবেন
politics.
না। আপনারা এই বিলের সমর্থন করুন, এই বিলটা সমর্থন
Support
করে
this bill
প্রেসিডেন্ট
and
সম্মানীয়
actually give
রাষ্ট্রপতিকে বলে,
verdict
কারণ এখানে
to the
পলিটিক্যাল ইঙ্গিত
people,
যারা চেষ্টা
to
করছেন
those
আটকে রেখেছে।
who need
এটা তো
justice.
হতে পারে না যে
The
মহিলার
president has stopped the
শরীরটা
bill.
আপনাদের রাজনীতি করার জন্য একটা
A
যুদ্ধক্ষেত্র
female's
নয়।
body
মহিলার
cannot be
শরীরকে সম্মান করতে
your
হবে।
place
ফলে
of doing
আজকে
politics.
আমরা বলি রাজ্য সরকারের
Please
পক্ষ থেকে
respect women.
তাৎক্ষণিক আমাদের পুলিশ
The state government, the Kolkata police
আন্ডারে আসে, হোম
has
অ্যাফেয়ার্স
taken
ডিপার্টমেন্টের
action.
আন্ডারে আসে এবং এই কলকাতা পুলিশ ইতিমধ্যে তাদের টুইট আপনারা
Kolkata
দেখেছেন,
police
সমস্তটা
have tweeted
আপনাদের
also, you have
সামনে
seen
রয়েছে। আমরা এটাই বলি
that they have been
যে,
arrested.
বিভিন্ন স্তরেতে আমরা দেখি পশ্চিমবাংলা একমাত্র রাজ্য যে অপরাজিতা বিল করেছে। আমরা কোন
Only Bengal the Aparajita bill is there.
কোনো তুলনা করা যায় না যে তোমার
There is
রাজ্যে
no-
কথা
there is
হচ্ছে, আমার
words to
রাজ্যে কথা
describe
হচ্ছে।
this,
এইগুলো
type of
নিয়ে
incident.
কোনো রাজনীতি হয় না। আর যেমন
Don't do politics on this.
রাজনীতি হয় না।
Don't do
সেখানে
politics
তার
on the body
যন্ত্রণাটা
of a
বুঝতে হবে,
woman.
তাকে তো সে সম্মান দিতে
You have
হবে।
to understand
তাকে সে
the
ন্যায্য
torture
তার
which he has
ন্যায়
gone.
বিচার
Please
সঙ্গে
give us
সঙ্গে
some
তার কাছে
respect.
পৌঁছক। তাহলে সারা ভারতবর্ষে কি চিত্রটা আমরা দেখি, খুবই দুর্ভাগ্যজনক। প্রথমত
What is the
অপরাজিতা বিল
picture we
একমাত্র
see in the
পশ্চিমবাংলা বলেছে,
nationwide?
দাবি করেছে যে এই বিলটা আইন হোক, যাতে
want
যথাযোগ্যভাবে
অপরাজিতা
যারা এই
bill should be
বর্বর
law immediately.
অপরাধ করেন তাদের শাস্তি হবে। একটা ইঙ্গিত তো দিতে হবে সমাজের মধ্যে।
Culprits
এবং
should be given
সেখানে
strict
আমরা
punishment.
এটাই বলি, সারা ভারতবর্ষে বিভিন্ন রাজনৈতিক দল আর বলে এই অপরাধটাকে কেউ কেউ সংস্কারই বলেছে, সংস্কারী লোক হ্যাঁ, তাদেরকে মালা পরিয়েছে। এগুলো তো আপনারা পশ্চিমবাংলায় দেখবেন।
Other places we have seen
আপনারা
how
শাসক দল
people does
পশ্চিমবাংলার
rape,
বিরুদ্ধে
how
বলার
they
চেষ্টা করে।
are treated by the
পশ্চিমবাংলার শাসক
government.
দল এগুলো নিয়ে আপোষও করে না, আর তাদেরকে
We
মালা
don't tolerate
আর
all
ফুল
these
মিষ্টি দিয়ে
things.
তাদেরকে
We will not
সম্বর্ধনাও
give
দেয়।
them mala
সেটা
or
যেখানে
we will
করে,
not give
সে
them
কোন
sweets,
দল করে সকলেই
which is
জানেন।
seen in some
তো
other
এইগুলো
states.
তারা
Which
যখন
states you
প্রতিবাদ
know it
করেন,
better.
তাদেরকে তো বলতে হবে, দেখো তোমার যেখানে শাসন রয়েছে সেখানে মহিলাদের
Whoever
প্রতি
is
কি
doing
সম্মান
such
তোমাদের।
protests,
ফলে
they
এই
have
কথা
to
দিয়ে
see the
আজকে
states
আবারও
where their
পুনরায়
government
বলা
is
যে
ruling
কলকাতা
what's
পুলিশ
happening
action
there.
নিয়েছে এবং আমরা
Kolkata
এটা
police
নিয়ে
has taken
সত্যি
strong and
মর্মাহত
strict
এবং খুব
action.
বেদনা দিচ্ছে।
We are very
এটা
much
অত্যন্ত
shocked with this
serious
incident.
ঘটনা এবং
This
পুরো
is a very
investigation,
serious incident.
হবে
An
এবং
entire
শাস্তি
investigation
যেটা
will
আছে,
take place
যাদেরকে ধরা হচ্ছে সেই
and
শাস্তি
they will be
তারা
convicted.
পাবে। এইটা আমার বলা ছিল। এরপরে বক্তব্য রাখবেন
That's what we want to say.
কংগ্রেসের ছাত্র পরিষদের শাখার সভাপতি
Trinamool
পশ্চিমবাংলার
Congress
শ্রী
students wing
ভট্টাচার্য।
president
এবং
Srinankur
আপনারা জানেন
Bhattacharya
আজকে
will
আমাদের
speak
এই
now.
গুরুত্বপূর্ণ প্রেস কনফারেন্সে আমাদের সঙ্গে উপস্থিত আছেন শ্রী কুণাল ঘোষ, যিনি আমাদের পশ্চিমবঙ্গ তৃণমূল
Kunal
কংগ্রেসের
Ghosh is
state
also
secretary
present.
এবং
He will also
আমাদের
speak.
দলীয়
Right
spokesman।
now, Srinankur
তিনি তারপরে
Bhattacharya,
তারা
who is the
পরে
president of Trinamool Chhatra Parishad, will speak.
Hello. ধন্যবাদ জানাই শশীদিকে, তিনি শুরু করলেন এবং মোটামুটি বিস্তারিত বললেন। আমার পরে কুণালদা বলবেন, কিন্তু প্রথমেই আমার বক্তব্যের শুরুতেই এই ঘৃণ্য ঘটনার ধিক্কার
This is a very heinous crime. We condemn this. There is no words to describe this.
ক্ষমা চেয়ে নিস্তার পাওয়ার কোনো জায়গা নেই এই ঘটনায়।
There is no
শুধুমাত্র
place.
প্রতিবাদ করারও
We
শুধুমাত্র
are
কোনো
with
জায়গা
the
নেই। আমি
victim.
বিশ্বাস করি এই ঘটনার ক্ষেত্রে একটা জিনিসে ঠিক, যে কথা অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় বলতেন যে এদের স্ট্রিক্ট থেকে স্ট্রিক্ট শাস্তি চাই।
Abhishek Banerjee also
আমরা জানি
said that
অভিষেক
strict
বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় বলেছিলেন
punishment
এই
should be
ঘটনা
given
যে বা যারাই করুক
to
100
such
দিনের মধ্যে
people. Whoever does
তাদের
it within
শাস্তির
100
ব্যবস্থা করা
days,
হোক।
strict
আজকে
punishment
তৃণমূল
should be given.
ছাত্র পরিষদের একজন প্রতিনিধি হিসেবে আমি মমতা বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়ের দেখানো
As a
পথে
member
অভিষেক
of
বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়ের
Trinamool
বার্তা
Chhatra
অনুসারে
Parishad,
সেম কথা আমি বলছি। এই ঘৃণ্য
I want to
ঘটনার
say that
কঠোর থেকে কঠোরতর
strict
শাস্তি চাই, যাতে ভবিষ্যতে
That's
এই
what we
সামাজিক
demand,
ব্যাধি আর
so
কেউ
that this type
সাহস
of
না পায়।
incident does not happen.
অনেকগুলো প্রশ্ন সকাল থেকে শুনছি।
There are a
আমি
lot of
যথাসম্ভব
questions
আমার
which
মিডিয়া
are being
পার্সন যারা
said
আমাদের
from
ফোন
the
করেছিলেন
morning.
আমি উত্তর দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করেছি।
Shifting focus now to another horrific news that's come to the fore from Faridabad in Haryana this time around, and a chilling revelation that's come to the fore. The father-in-law of a 28-year-old has confessed to raping and murdering her before burying her body in a pit outside their home. The body was found after 2 months. Her decomposed mortal remains were recovered 5 feet underground. A tip-off was received by the police, following which that particular area was dug up using a JCB. That's when the mortal remains were found. The family told neighbors that that particular pit was being dug for a sewer line. A fake missing persons report was also allegedly filed with the police by this individual who is the accused in this case to try and cover up the crime. The victim's family has now alleged that she was repeatedly harassed for dowry and was forced to withdraw money that was sent by her parents for her survival. This is a shocking case that has now come to the fore from Faridabad in Haryana. Anshul, my colleague, joins us, getting us more details. Anshul, where is the investigation at? It's been 2 months, we are given to understand, since the murder. But now there are some chilling revelations that have come to the fore.
Well, definitely this case was actually initially registered in the month of April itself, that is on the 21st of April. And eventually, after investigation, the body was found on the 20th of May, that is almost after a month since the time this entire missing complaint was given to the Faridabad police. Initially, the Faridabad police thought that the woman might have gone away, and they were not taking this case very seriously, and this was just a missing person complaint that was being investigated. But due to the pursuance of the brother of the victim, who was very adamant to find the whereabouts of his sister, he finally got to know from the neighbors of the victim's family that there was a ditch that was dug right behind the house on the very day on which this woman had gone missing. And it is true that he was able to convince the Faridabad police to actually go ahead and dig that ditch up, post which the body of the woman was recovered. Now, the Faridabad police had gone ahead and arrested the father-in-law of the victim, and during the initial interrogation, he accepted the fact that he had killed his daughter-in-law. But after pursuance and after interrogating the father in detail, the father has finally gone ahead and accepted that initially he had given his daughter-in-law's sleeping pills, post which he raped her and then went ahead, strangulated her, and then put her in the ditch. Now, it has also been revealed that the husband of the victim and the mother-in-law of the victim, they were also involved in this entire matter. The husband has also been taken into custody today. It remains to be seen what other details would come out of the interrogation of the husband is done.
Right, Anshul, do stay on with us. We have a reaction coming in from the police on this case as well. Let's listen in.
रोशन नगर में जो एक महिला की हत्या करके जो दबाने का मामला सामने आया था, उस संबंध में एफआईआर नंबर 285 पल्ला पुलिस स्टेशन के अंदर पहले ही जो है वो दर्ज की गई थी। इनिशियली जो है ये मिसिंग के जो सेक्शन थे 127 BNS के तहत मुकदमा दर्ज किया गया था, लेकिन बाद में जब इस केस उजागर हुआ और ये मामला जब हत्या का है तो उसमें धारा 103 BNS जो है वो 20/6 को ईजाद की गई थी, उसमें ऐड की गई थी। इसी संदर्भ में जो मृतका के जो ससुर हैं भूप सिंह, उसे पहले ही गिरफ्तार कर लिया गया था। मामले की जो गंभीरता है उसको देखते हुए इन्वेस्टिगेशन क्राइम ब्रांच DLF को पुलिस आयुक्त महोदय के द्वारा जो है वो ट्रांसफ़र की गई थी।
Anshul continues to be with us, getting us more details. Anshul, we're given to understand that the victim's in-laws, both father and mother-in-law, have been arrested. What about the husband?
So yes, the husband, who was also at large, has also finally been arrested today. The husband has in fact now been taken into custody by the Faridabad police. In the next few minutes, we are expecting that he will be produced in front of the district magistrate, where the Faridabad police would seek his extended custody, because now the Faridabad police wants to actually go ahead and make sure that all these 3 accused who have now been taken into custody, their interrogation happens simultaneously, so that the exact sequence of events could come to the fore. At this point in time, the investigation that has happened, it has revealed that the in-laws of the victim were actually building a lot of pressure on her regarding dowry, and over the last 4 to 5 months, she was constantly being harassed from the side of her in-laws. Now, after the incident had happened on the 21st of April, the husband was continuously at large. The family continued to tell the neighbors and the family of the victim that he is not present over here. He has gone out for some work. And eventually, when the body was recovered, he absolutely went missing in action. There was no known whereabouts of the husband, and that is that is where the police had gotten this intuition that the husband could also be involved in this very gory murder. Eventually, once the detailed interrogation of the father-in-law happened, he spilled the beans on the entire story, and he has now accepted to the fact that he was involved in the murder and he is the main culprit. But yes, there are the mother-in-law and the husband of the victim helped the father-in-law to actually take her body from the first floor of the building to the ground floor, and then eventually throw her body in the ditch, and then fill that ditch with mud. And the very next day, the concrete was also sprayed on that ditch. So a very filmy script, it seems like, something that was happening in that house in Faridabad. But now finally the details of this entire gory crime has now come to the fore, and all the accused have now been taken into custody by the police. Over the next few days, it remains to be seen if at all there were some other family members who might have also had the idea that something like this has happened, because there is a younger sister of the husband of the victim, and the younger sister was also present in the house on that day. But it is being said that the younger sister was also spiked with sleeping pills, and hence she had no idea that something like this was happening in her residence itself.
Anshul, this incident happened about 2 months ago. We're given to understand that there was a missing persons complaint that was also filed by the victim's in-laws. The police believe that this was to cover their tracks. But what about the victim's family? Did the victim's family also file a police complaint? For the last 2 months, their daughter has been missing. Were there any questions raised from their side?
So yes, they were constantly raising a question, but since an FIR was already registered in this entire matter, initially the family had also no idea that something like this would have happened to their daughter. This is something that was absolutely unexpected from the side of the family. They were also hoping and wishing that the daughter must be fine and she might have fled from the house after being harassed for dowry, because this is something that the family had known, that she is being harassed regarding the dowry demands from the side of her in-laws, and hence the family thought that she might have fled from the house and she would return back eventually. But the brother of the victim was the one person who was very persuasive in trying to find the whereabouts of his missing sister, and it is due to the persuasion of his brother itself that the body of the victim was eventually recovered, because it is through the leads that were garnered from the side of the brother. He spoke to the neighbors several times. It is during this search operation that was being carried out by the brother, he got to know from one of the neighbors that on the day, that is on the 21st of April, when the woman had gone missing, there was a fresh ditch that was dug up right next to the house. And then on the next day of the incident, the entire ditch was also sprayed with concrete. And it is true that he was able to convince the police that they should try to dig up this entire area. Once that process happened, then eventually the body was recovered, and then all the details have now come out.
Right, Anshul, do stay on with us. Lawyer and activist Abha Singh now joins us on the broadcast. Thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. Now, the kind of details that are coming out of this particular case, that the daughter-in-law was allegedly raped and then murdered, then buried by the in-laws, all over dowry, allegedly. That's the allegation. That's, of course, being investigated now. But what is the solution for cases like this? We have dowry, anti-dowry laws, but clearly that's not enough.
Absolutely, it is shocking. In fact, the latest NCRB figures say that every year 6,900 and 500, almost 9,600, 6,900 women are burnt for dowry every year, means they are killed. But this case in Haryana takes it beats us all, that father-in-law is raping the daughter-in-law and then killing her and burying her. This should be treated as the most heinous of the offense, and not only the father-in-law should be arrested, but I feel the whole family should be arrested, and in a fast-track court they should be given death penalty, because you're not only violating your daughter-in-law, but you're killing her. I mean, unbelievable, unheard of, and shocking.
Absolutely, and for 2 months, there was this facade that was put up by this entire family. The crime allegedly happened 2 months ago. For the last 2 months, this entire family has been behaving like nothing happened, going on about their business. I mean, that's a long time. The kind of psyche that all of these family members would have, that's something that should be addressed as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. In fact, states like Haryana, patriarchy is paramount. You have so many honor killings in Haryana. You have these khap type cases where people who interfaith marriages, they've been killed brutally. I think Haryana, something really needs to be done on a large scale, because till now it was honor killing, interfaith killings, and now you're raping your daughter-in-law for dowry. This would be first of its kind, I would say. Killing has been happening, but raping and then killing, I mean, I would not call that father-in-law even human. They are animals, worse than animals.
Abha Singh, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. It is the gruesome details that are now coming out of this particular case from Faridabad in Haryana. For the benefit of viewers who are just joining in, this horrific crime that has been allegedly committed by two individuals, in-laws of the victim. The father-in-law allegedly raped his daughter-in-law, killed her and then buried her in a plot near their residence. For the last 2 months, they have been going on about their business as usual. The police have now arrested both the father and mother-in-law. The husband has been arrested as well. We're given to understand the lens is now on other family members who perhaps were involved either in the crime or at least in keeping the crime undercover for the last 2 months. What kind of punishment would be meted out? Of course, the courts will decide, the judiciary will decide, but prosecution in this case is going to be building a watertight case against this gruesome crime that was committed allegedly over dowry. The victim's family has now alleged that before the crime occurred, before she was allegedly raped and killed, for months together, the in-laws harassed the victim for dowry. Eventually, when there was no respite to their demands, that is when they decided it was time to end her life. That decision is going to be costing this family. The accused in this particular case, the father-in-law of the victim that you see on your screens, is now behind bars. His wife, the mother-in-law of the victim, the husband, has also been arrested. Anil Rathi, my colleague, now joins us, getting us more details. Anil, तफ्तीश जारी है, बताया जा रहा है 2 महीने पुरानी बात है ये. अरेस्ट सारे हो चुके हैं या कोई और ऐसे फैमिली मेंबर्स हैं जिनके बारे में भी अभी इन्वेस्टिगेशन हो रही है, जिनकी अरेस्ट हो सकती है?
जी बिल्कुल, देखिए इस पूरे मामले को लेकर के जिस तरीके से पुलिस ने सास और ससुर को जो है वो सबसे पहले राउंड अप किया, उनको न्यायिक हिरासत में भेजने के बाद जो है वो पुलिस रिमांड पर लिया गया, जिसमें कि इस तरीके के बड़े खुलासे जो है वो सामने आए, जिससे कि इंसानियत जो है वो कहीं ना कहीं शर्मसार होती है। इसमें खुलासे में जो है वो ससुर ने ये कबूला है कि मृतका जो यानी कि जो उनकी पुत्र वधू थी, उसको जो है वो मारने से पहले उसके साथ रेप किया गया और कहीं ना कहीं इस घिनौनी घटना को जो है वो अंजाम दिया गया। हालांकि इस पूरी घटनाक्रम के अंदर पूरी फैमिली जो है वो इन्वॉल्व है, चाहे फिर वो
जी हमारे साथ बने रहिए। सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट यू देयर, बट रेनू भाटिया ऑफ द एनसीडब्ल्यू इज नाउ जॉइनिंग अस ऑन द ब्रॉडकास्ट। मैम, धन्यवाद हमसे बात करने के लिए। जो डिटेल्स सामने आ रही हैं, दे आर क्वाइट शॉकिंग। व्हाट इज द एनसीडब्ल्यू गोइंग टू बी डूइंग अबाउट दिस?
See, this is a very horrible case, what I've come to know, and he has accepted. That's a very, soothing thing for us, because इतने समय से 1.5-2 महीने से ये भी एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रहा था इस तरह की बात। एंड आई विल टेल द पुलिस ऑफिसर्स टू चार्ज हिम अगेंस्ट दी मेन धाराएं जितनी भी हमारी हो सकती हैं ना, उनमें उनके अंडर इसको चार्ज करके दोनों बाप बेटा को बंद करें और खिलाफ इनके सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई हो, ताकि एहसास करें आने वाले दिनों में लोग कि इस तरह की घटिया हरकत हमें नहीं करनी।
मैम, बताया जा रहा है कि डाउरी रिलेटेड केस है, उसके वजह से दहेज के मामले के वजह से हरासमेंट हो रही थी विक्टिम की, विच इवेंचुअली देन अलेजिडली एंडेड अप इन हर डेथ, इन हर मर्डर। एंटी डाउरी लॉज काफी सख्त हैं इस देश में, एंड येट वी सी दीस काइंड ऑफ केसेस।
हमेशा हर जगह देयर आर पीपल हु डोंट हु आर शेमलेस, they don't have any shame, they don't have any regard for a woman, they don't have any respect for the relation. See, daughter-in-law is equal to daughter. Now, if people start doing like this, what is the relation, what they are doing? तो इसीलिए ऐसे लोगों के खिलाफ सख्त कार्रवाइयां होनी चाहिए, ये तुरंत प्रभाव से हो, एंड दे आर कॉट. That is the most important thing which had to be done by the police, and even I will tell the officials to do as much strictness as we can.
Renu Bhatia, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18 and sharing your perspective on that horrific crime coming to the fore from Faridabad in Haryana. Hope that justice is meted out to the victim's family. It is time for a quick break here on this edition of Nation at 5. But a reminder for you that your favorite channel is now available at your fingertips. The News 18 app has been upgraded for a new experience like never before. Top headlines, succinct analysis and stories that have the world's attention on social media are all available now at a click's distance. Download the News 18 app using the QR code that you see on your screens and immerse yourself in the News 18 experience.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Fresh political flashpoint is brewing in Bengal. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has lashed out at the Election Commission of India, accusing it of pushing ahead with the special intensive revision of electoral rolls without consulting political parties. Mamata alleges that common Bengalis and migrant workers are being harassed under the garb of voter verification and claims the entire process is being politically driven by BJP's campaign machinery. She says the BJP and the ECI are treating state governments as subservient and warns Bengal is being unfairly targeted, even as Bihar, where the process is also being conducted, is being spared scrutiny. The BJP has hit back. Leader of opposition Suvendu Adhikari has accused Mamata of resorting to appeasement and corruption and claims she is now threatening a constitutional body. Adhikari has demanded action from the Election Commission over her remarks.
Sometimes they do not know where is the villager, especially the poor people, especially the hawkers, bakers, or the poor people, commoners. Where they will get the mother certificate, the father certificate? Is it NRC? Is it they are doing or working to establish the NRC? What is their intention? Please let us clarify.
Is gradually losing her ground due to her high appeasement and huge corruption. For that reason, she is now feeling fierce hawkishness. Due to this reason, she is threatening Election Commission. Election Commission is a constitutional body. It's an autonomous body. Please take appropriate action against the statement made by a political party leader.
देखिए, चुनाव आयोग एक स्वायत्त संस्था है और उनकी तरफ से पॉलिसीज बनाई जाती है। उद्देश्य क्या होता है कि निष्पक्ष चुनाव हो, कहीं कोई कदाचार नहीं हो और कोई भी व्यक्ति अपने वोटिंग राइट से वंचित ना हो जाए। विपक्ष के साथी हमेशा फर्जी वोटों की चर्चा करते हैं, उस दिशा में अपनी चिंता व्यक्त करते हैं। चुनाव आयोग की तरफ से एक गाइडलाइन जारी की गई है जिसमें सत्यापन की बात कही गई है। होता यह है कि कोई भी नियम जब बनता है तो उसके प्रैक्टिकल क्रियान्वयन में कई बार दिक्कतें आती हैं, तो हमें लगता है कि सबको अपने सुझाव देने चाहिए और जो सबसे उचित और सबसे प्रैक्टिकल फैसला होगा वो चुनाव आयोग की तरफ से किया जाएगा।
Fresh political flashpoint is brewing in Bengal. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has lashed out at the Election Commission of India, accusing it of pushing ahead with the special intensive revision of electoral rolls without consulting political parties. Mamata alleges that common Bengalis and migrant workers are being harassed under the garb of voter verification and claims the entire process is being politically driven by BJP's campaign machinery. She says the BJP and the ECI are treating state governments as subservient and warns Bengal is being unfairly targeted, even as Bihar, where the process is also being conducted, is being spared scrutiny. The BJP has hit back. Leader of opposition Suvendu Adhikari has accused Mamta of resorting to appeasement and corruption and claims she is now threatening a constitutional body. Adhikari has demanded action from the Election Commission over her remarks.
Sometimes they do not know where is the villager, especially the poor people, especially the hawkers, bakers, or the poor people, commoners. Where they will get the mother certificate, the father certificate? Is it NRC? Is it they are doing or working to establish the NRC? What is their intention? Please let us clarify.
She is gradually losing her ground due to her high appeasement and huge corruption. For that reason, she is now feeling
going straight across to Ambassador Zalmay Khalilzad, the former US Ambassador to the United Nations. Ambassador, namaste. This is Anand Narsimhan here. Thank you for your time.
Well, hello India. It's great to be with you.
Lovely to have you with us here on CNN News 18, sir. My first question to you, the 12-day war. What were the objectives and who actually met them? Because all three parties in this, Iran, Israel and the United States, claim they have met their respective objectives. So who won this war?
Well, first, it's important to recognize that what happened was one of the most important events in the region, perhaps in the last decade or even more. Clearly, the United States and Israel did degrade Iran's nuclear capabilities. Iran has been seeking a nuclear capability for the last several decades, and it was making progress. But as to how much was achieved, I think it will take time to be confident as to how much degradation did occur. It will depend on what Iran does, of course, but in terms of allowing IAEA to determine what has happened, there is some uncertainty. But I think it's at this point, one cannot say definitively that while progress towards meeting objectives were made on the part of the U.S. and Israel, but whether it totally has eliminated the Iranian capabilities for some time to come, we will need to wait and see. An assessment will have to happen, and that will take time.
President Trump's claim that Iran's nuclear capability has been obliterated versus Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's claim that we continue to retain our nuclear capabilities. Now, this is where it stands. So how is there going to be lasting peace?
Well, as I said, with regard to the nuclear claims, there's no question that what the U.S. did was extraordinary, coming all the way from the United States, attacking with relative precision the targets that it had selected and returned safely home. You heard from the Iranian foreign minister today that substantial damage was done, although the leader of Iran, Ayatollah Khamenei, had said no damage had been done. And the IAEA leader said that he also believed that the centrifuges in Fordow, which was the main enrichment facility, is no longer active. That would indicate that the U.S. attacks were relatively or effective. So, but a full determination, a precise determination of exactly how much damage was done in all the three facilities it may take time, and one has to be patient.
Ambassador, in your wisdom, how would you read the way the rest of West Asia reacted? Many are questioning the silence of the neighboring Muslim nations, or perhaps even some level, to a certain level, silent cooperation, and also some of their roles in mediation to try and de-escalate the situation. But does this indicate this whole claim of Muslim brotherhood or the Ummah, etc., is perhaps a thing of the past, and that nations are moving towards perhaps a far more liberal outlook, Iran perhaps being the exception?
It is true that over the past several decades, state nationalism in the Middle East, the Islamic countries of the Middle East, has gained at the expense of Pan-Arabism, which at one time under President Nasser's era, several decades ago, was the driving force. Then Islamism became, after the Iranian Revolution in particular, and what happened in Afghanistan with the Soviet invasion, gained. But in recent years, state nationalism has gained, and many of these Islamic conferences, although symbolically important, but in reality have not been very effective in making decisions that has bound states to particular courses of action. You remember one of the fellow South Asian leaders, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, at one point says that OIC was a collection of zeros, and that he needed an alliance with a powerful country, or Pakistan needed to build itself. He may have exaggerated, but nevertheless, you can see in a statement like that the relative limited role that these organizations that indicate solidarity, that it can't do or has not done any more than that, for at least for the last several decades.
Ambassador, if I may ask you, since you mentioned Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, for America, Iran is a rogue nation and it should not get nuclear. But Pakistan, which is a terror haven, and post Pahalgam and Operation Sindoor, it's right out there for the world to see. But it is weaponized and it's a nuclear nation. How would you explain this dual standard?
Well, terrorism is a big problem. We have suffered from it while we were in Afghanistan, and we have suffered from it in the United States. We fully support India's stand that terrorism as an instrument of policy, it must stop. And that is a very legitimate stand. No nation in the region or anywhere should use terrorism as an instrument of policy. And we have seen even in the case of Pakistan itself that it has suffered from terrorism as well. I hear my very distinguished friend, the foreign minister of India, quoting Mrs. Clinton, that if you keep snakes in your backyard and you only think it will bite those snakes will only bite your neighbor, you miscalculate, they'll bite you as well. I think it must stop. We have to work together, the United States as a leading world power and India as an emerging global power, and others must work together to make sure that those who use terrorism to advance policy, they are penalized and they are isolated and ostracized.
But Ambassador, many believe President Trump's position leaned more away from India or Bharat and closer to Pakistan, and that may have forced Bharat to recalibrate its priorities and perhaps go back to underlining strategic autonomy. How would you read that? You put out a post where you saw the Raksha Mantri meeting his Russian counterpart, and then you had some concerns. Is Bharat getting closer to Russia again? So how would you read the situation?
I think India has always, even when we haven't had some of the issues of the recent few days or weeks, has followed, while improving relations in recent years with the United States has stated that it wants to be autonomous. Strategic autonomy has been a priority of India as it has grown in power, economic and military, and in stature internationally. But I believe that strategically, although these episodes come and go, events, we, the United States and India, have a lot in common, especially in the current circumstances, and that is what to do with the rise of China as the global rival of the United States. Remember that when we were in a global rivalry with the Soviet Union, we moved closer to China and contributed a great deal to China's economic growth and therefore its military power. And we continued even after the Soviet Union was gone, which in my view was a mistake for us to continue as if the Soviets still existed, and we should have continued that path with China. Now, in my view, strategically, we need India, India needs the United States in the new balance of power in Asia and beyond. And it's our national interest, putting, as I said before, some episodic events aside, that fundamentally we need each other, and the strategic relationship should continue to grow, be stronger. India also has to consider that strategic autonomy that's respected, but alliances place obligations on allies as they deal with the world. And I think India has had some issues of siding with the United States on some issues because it wants to maintain that autonomy.
Ambassador, final question in this conversation with a promise that I extract of you that we will converse again soon. You have Afghan roots. Do you see democracy returning to Afghanistan?
Well, not in the immediate future, but in the long term, I believe there is no better alternative. Afghans will have to choose for themselves, of course. But in the immediate period, I hope that the Taliban authorities will make adjustments in their policy, not so much because of the United States, but because of Afghanistan and beyond in the region. First, I think, is the issues of women's education. This is not good for Afghanistan and for the development of Afghanistan. It's like tying one hand behind your back as you move forward. Even if you look at the Islamic world, you see that in no other country is the kind of ban that you see in Afghanistan. And two, there is a need for a longer-term political transition. They have an interim authority. How long is this interim authority going to be interim, and when is a permanent system going to be established? And what would it look like, and what role will the people of Afghanistan play? So I do have concerns, and I hope that these two steps that are very important must be taken: women's education and a plan for a permanent system that has brought support in Afghanistan.
Ambassador Zalmay Khalilzad, pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for making the time, and look forward to our next conversation very soon. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you very much. All the best to you and to India.
Thank you, sir. Namaste.
A resounding response to terror. Showcased India's deadly capabilities. Now, top military minds will dissect India's strategic capabilities to seize the opportunity to become a global defense manufacturing powerhouse. CNN News 18 Town Hall. From borders to business, the strength of Bharat. June 28th, 3 p.m. onwards on CNN News 18. This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Fresh political flashpoint is brewing in Bengal. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has lashed out at the Election Commission of India, accusing it of pushing ahead with the special intensive revision of electoral rolls without consulting political parties. Mamata alleges that common Bengalis and migrant workers are being harassed under the garb of voter verification and claims the entire process is being politically driven by BJP's campaign machinery. She says the BJP and the ECI are treating state governments as subservient and warns Bengal is being unfairly targeted, even as Bihar, where the process is also being conducted, is being spared scrutiny. The BJP has hit back. Leader of opposition Suvendu Adhikari has accused Mamata of resorting to appeasement and corruption and claims she is now threatening a constitutional body. Adhikari has demanded action from the Election Commission over her remarks.
Sometimes they do not know where is the villagers, especially the poor people, especially the hawkers, bakers, or the poor people, commoners. Where they will get the mother certificate, the father certificate? Is it NRC? Is it they are doing or working to establish the NRC? What is their intention? Please let us clarify.
Is gradually losing her ground due to her high appeasement and huge corruption. For that reason, she is now feeling fierce hawkishness. Due to this reason, she is threatening Election Commission. Election Commission is a constitutional body. It's an autonomous body. Please take appropriate action against the statement made by a political party leader.
देखिए, चुनाव आयोग एक स्वायत्त संस्था है और उनकी तरफ से पॉलिसीज बनाई जाती है। उद्देश्य क्या होता है कि निष्पक्ष चुनाव हो, कहीं कोई कदाचार नहीं हो और कोई भी व्यक्ति अपने वोटिंग राइट से वंचित ना हो जाए। विपक्ष के साथी हमेशा फर्जी वोटों की चर्चा करते हैं, उस दिशा में अपनी चिंता व्यक्त करते हैं। चुनाव आयोग की तरफ से एक गाइडलाइन जारी की गई है जिसमें सत्यापन की बात कही गई है। होता यह है कि कोई भी नियम जब बनता है तो उसके प्रैक्टिकल क्रियान्वयन में कई बार दिक्कतें आती हैं, तो हमें लगता है कि सबको अपने सुझाव देने चाहिए और जो सबसे उचित और सबसे प्रैक्टिकल फैसला होगा वो चुनाव आयोग की तरफ से किया जाएगा।
Fresh political flashpoint is brewing in Bengal. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has lashed out at the Election Commission of India, accusing it of pushing ahead with the special intensive revision of electoral rolls without consulting political parties. Mamata alleges that common Bengalis and migrant workers are being harassed under the garb of voter verification and claims the entire process is being politically driven by BJP's campaign machinery. She says the BJP and the ECI are treating state governments as subservient and warns Bengal is being unfairly targeted, even as Bihar, where the process is also being conducted, is being spared scrutiny. The BJP has hit back. Leader of opposition Suvendu Adhikari has accused Mamata of resorting to appeasement and corruption and claims she is now threatening a constitutional body. Adhikari has demanded action from the Election Commission over her remarks.
Sometimes they do not know where is the villagers, especially the poor people, especially the hawkers, bakers, or the poor people, commoners. Where they will get the mother certificate, the father certificate? Is it NRC? Is it they are doing or working to establish the NRC? What is their intention? Please let us clarify.
Is gradually losing her ground due to her high appeasement and huge corruption. For that reason, she is now feeling fierce hawkishness. Due to this reason, she is threatening election commission. Election commission is a constitutional body. It's an autonomous body. Please take appropriate action against the statement made by a political party leader.
देखिए, चुनाव आयोग एक स्वायत्त संस्था है और उनकी तरफ से पॉलिसीज बनाई जाती है। उद्देश्य क्या होता है कि निष्पक्ष चुनाव हो, कहीं कोई कदाचार नहीं हो और कोई भी व्यक्ति अपने वोटिंग राइट से वंचित ना हो जाए। विपक्ष के साथी हमेशा फर्जी वोटों की चर्चा करते हैं, उस दिशा में अपनी चिंता व्यक्त करते हैं। चुनाव आयोग की तरफ से एक गाइडलाइन जारी की गई है जिसमें सत्यापन की बात कही गई है। होता यह है कि कोई भी नियम जब बनता है तो उसके प्रैक्टिकल क्रियान्वयन में कई बार दिक्कतें आती हैं, तो हमें लगता है कि सबको अपने सुझाव देने चाहिए और जो सबसे उचित और सबसे प्रैक्टिकल फैसला होगा वो चुनाव आयोग की तरफ से किया जाएगा।
This is News 18 Network.
Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. Over 1 lakh thrown into prisons, 250 journalists locked away, fundamental rights and civil liberties suspended, more than 60 lakh Indians forced into sterilization. The emergency imposed under the Congress government 50 years ago was indeed a dark period in our history, the horror of which we continue to live with. But this wasn't just this. Many object that emergency changed the very nature of our constitution and brought unprecedented changes even into the relationship of the executive and the judiciary. The very constitution that forms the basis of democracy was